Okay, we're back. Welcome back to Matt Forney Arcade. I'm Matt Forney, your twitchy and kill happy host. And we are finally going to play Blade Runner for real this time because I figured out how to get it running in a window, so we're off to the races. Like I said in the previous stream, classic adventure game based on the movie from 1997, developed by Westwood Studios, creators of Command & Conquer. Really great classic game. I'm not going to bore you again, other than to say, go buy it from GOG. Go buy it from GOG. It's great. And of course, you know where to donate. The Linos, the Streamlabs tips, the super chats, all that. But let's go play the game. And oh yes, that's the previous stream got nerfed. Thanks again to Scrumpy for the 2 lemons on DLive. But anyway, let's start the game up. I figured out how to do it through ScumVM directly, so. And the best part is it's in a window, so that means I can actually read your comments. Yep, I see it going out on the screen now, so perfect. You see right there, they really did a lot to make the game as authentic as possible. And in many ways, it's arguably a little more authentic than the movie. Like, I'm not gonna spoil the plot. Well, we'll go for this again. Early in the 21st century, the Tyrell Corporation advanced robot evolution into the Nexus phase, a being virtually identical to a human known as a replicant. The Nexus 6 replicants were superior in strength and agility, and at least equal in intelligence to the genetic engineers who created them. Replicants were used off-world as slave labor in the hazardous exploration and colonization of other planets. After a bloody mutiny by a Nexus 6 combat team in an off-world colony, replicants were declared illegal on Earth, under penalty of death. Special police squads, Blade Runner units, had orders to shoot to kill, upon detection, any trespassing replicant. This was not called execution, it was called retirement. But as I was saying, the very beginning of the game has you investigating a break-in at a pet shop. Now, if you've read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was the novel that Blade Runner was based on, I mean, you get some of this in the movie, obviously. The idea that the world has been destroyed, you know, it's a hellscape of massive cities, all life is dead, you know, people live in these gigantic cinder blocks. But one thing that the movie doesn't really convey, but the game does, is that like animal life, plant life is considered sacred, and murdering animals is like a capital offense because there aren't any animals left.
I'm leaving now.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned
So
up
this is
the
the
tire
pet shop.
and sorted all the meal bins. So
This
if
dude
it's
doesn't
all
look
right,
creepy at all.
It's my turn to fix dinner.
Also, why is that chick just wearing a bra?
Forgotten something, little one. Just one little thing.
Oh my god, she's like 14, dude! You sick fuck!
A long day.
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your
The pet shop is owned by Kevin Spacey.
Wait.
No, it's owned by Jeffrey Epstein.
Wait, I haven't finished with you. I told you.
That should have been like a fireable offense there,
We're
but
not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I.
this guy doesn't look. This guy looks on the level.
Price for humanity.
Please don't.
And what else might be interesting in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue.
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh,
On the one hand, they're killing animals. On the other hand, they're beating up a pedophile. So
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. The forest of the night.
I'm very ambivalent about this. This is our hero, Detective McCoy.
I was just finishing up my 12 out on patrol when I got the call. Welcome relief, considering that the most action I'd seen all night was a schizoid grandmother doing the shimmy in the underwear in the second sector.
Yeah, this is something that's not really approached in the movie. Aside from, if you recall, the Voight-Kampff test where, you know, Deckard asks Rachel how she would react to a boy who has a butterfly collection, and she said, I'd take him to the doctor.
Some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, because it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
This guy's...
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up.
This guy looks sounds totally trustworthy.
Gaff's working the Tyrell break.
By the way, thanks for Fortnite Champion for the 2 lemons on D Live.
Like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Slumming tonight, Slim?
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse. They never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put them on the machine?
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in here called the magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gouza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
She seems very
I
charming.
think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
Spicy.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds.
So here we are. This is the beginning of the game, and this is one of those games where you don't get the chance to fix your options beforehand. I'm going to throw up the volume on everything. And also switch this to user choice. For some reason, the game gives you a bunch of options where it will auto-complete conversations for you according to a predisposition. But if you select user choice, you get to choose all the options. There's help, obviously, and then we're going to save the game just to be safe. Alright. Just checking. Got to switch between the chats here. Cow the Dog asks, thoughts on Kevin Spacey's ominous Christmas message before his third accuser died? I did not see that. I did not see that, actually, so... But anyway, here we are. It's Blade Runner. It's a point-and-click adventure game. Let's have some fun. And we're outside Runciter's now investigating a grievous case of animal murder. What's that there?
Find something? Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
That there is a clue we just picked up. If you click on McCoy himself, you get access to your computer, which stores all the clues you found, suspects, etc. You've also got your clues, you know, audio logs, etc. We don't have anything yet, so.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed.
You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runciter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight.
So we've got that here.
Select destination, your apartment. Runciter's Animal Shop.
Well, that was... You get the spinner. The spinner allows you to move around the various locations of the game.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
We got our first clue there. Let's check out the fire hydrant.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming. Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
And let's go inside.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for 2 very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Got Runciter there. You also have a gun, and there's some gunplay in this game, though it's, you know, few and far between. Though, of course, if you can't go around shooting random people, because that really fucks your, you know, progression up. Let's talk to Runciter.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
The young girl you
She's
raped?
responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was 2 men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
You're very helpful. Okay, let's ask some
Can you
questions.
think of anything they might have been after?
First, I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts? I'm ruined, totally ruined.
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Bergeron coat. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product?
Tell me about this Lucy.
Tell me about this girl
There's
you
not
raped.
a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for a short while. She's about 14 years old with pink hair.
Oh,
Very
man!
attractive.
Dude!
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone. And he's a very reputable host.
Dude, I should put you behind bars!
Well,
As well as any young tot should be treated.
she got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there.
And you can see there we have the option to do the Voight Conf on him. That's another part of the game, using the Voight Conf to determine who's a replicant and who isn't. I'm playing the enhanced content version, which has a bunch of content that was not in the full game that was cut for some reason. And Runciter's Voight Conf test is part of that. That was not in the finished game.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment. Here you are. All my animals.
So we've got another clue.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
Alright, let's save the game before doing the Voight Conf, because there's something they don't tell you about in the manual, and it's that you're only allowed to ask a certain number of questions when using the Voight Conf before the game shuts you down.
There's a test I'd like you to take.
No. I have a lot of cleaning up to do.
It won't take too long.
You can ask 10 questions, and if you haven't determined if they're a replicant by that, then the game automatically, the session automatically ends. This is for like the optional ones. There's 2 mandatory void concepts you have to do later in the game, and it doesn't have that restriction for whatever reason. But anyway, you got the here you go. You got the iris. You got the little folding thing there. We're gonna ask some calibration questions.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
Uptown. Your office already has my address.
What do you do for a living?
I trade in hard-to-find animals.
You can ask 3 calibration
What's
questions
your name? Emil
before you're ready to go on to actual questions. There are 3 types of questions you can ask: the low intensity, the high intensity, and the medium intensity. The higher the intensity, the stronger reaction it provokes from the subject, but you also run the risk of them getting pissed off and ending the test prematurely. So you want to start off with some low intensity questions before you move on to the higher ones.
Using the first words that come into your mind, describe your childhood.
Lonely. Difficult.
And you can see there the meters there indicating human or replicant.
You return from work to find that your home has been burglarized.
Detective, I think you know I've just been through far worse than that.
You have a little boy. He shows you his butterfly collection, plus the killing jar.
The child needs discipline. Severe discipline.
You're watching TV. Suddenly you notice a wasp crawling on your wrist.
Wasps are very valuable indeed. Quite beautiful.
You're 7 years old. You managed to steal several
Some of these
marshmallows
questions are from the
kitchen,
movie, but a lot of them are
sneak
actually
back
from
to your
the
bedroom.
novel, like
You're
Philip K.
caught,
Dick.
and your father spanks you.
I wouldn't let him touch me.
And we already got a positive result.
Subject is human. Test terminated.
That was easy, obviously, because it's the first one. As you
Stick
progress
around.
through the game,
May
the
not be
void
finished
comp
with you.
tests become a lot more difficult.
Video screens were everywhere in this damn city. Sometimes I wondered if they were watching us.
I usually just change the channel, but to each his own.
Let's see.
I'd never seen dead animals before, and I never wanted to again. I didn't want to look too closely. The boys back at the lab would tell me all I needed to know.
You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of chinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that.
So now we've got the security footage, which is another clue. You also get to use the little picture analyzer, the one, you know,
I believe
that Harrison
this
Ford used
is
in the movie.
disc from last night.
Peachy. Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
Anyway, let's see. Like of all adventure games, you gotta comb the screen very carefully to see if there's anything you might miss. It's been so long since I played this game. I remember the broad strokes of how to beat it, but you know, there's always stuff you might end up missing. Plus, with the enhanced content, there's some stuff like those descriptions there. I don't think those were I don't remember those being in the original game. Yeah, we've got a little toy here that you can pick up.
A toy dog.
Got something lying on the ground here.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
You remember that from the movie, I'm sure.
A candy bar.
Yuck.
I guess Detective McCoy doesn't have much of a sweet
Well,
tooth.
isn't that cute?
Alright, so...
I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
let's talk to him again, see if he has anything else to say.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
No, that's it. That's it. Doesn't look like there's anything else to click on either, so...
My precious... She was my...
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft. The small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Let's talk to the cop.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
The only narrative mistake I think they made here was that they had If you recall how the original version of Blade Runner had Harrison Ford doing those horrible monologues, they replicated that in this game. The monologues are obviously a lot better. I'm going to check the chat quickly to see if there's anything in chat. No one talking in the chat. Oh, we got Dashing Rogue here. Hey, Dashing Rogue. All right, let's continue on. Let's go to the police station and look at these. Actually, let's look at the clues now. We can analyze them better at this station, but...
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
This woman says she saw that this guy lives across the street.
Judging from the...
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy.
Scratches and paint.
I'm absolutely... There's not a...
As you can see here, we've got a whole bunch of clues. We also have a number of suspects now. We have Lucy. We have 2 unnamed suspects because we don't know who they are yet. This sorts out the clues according by suspect. That's just what I showed there was just a list of all the clues.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for 2 very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Let's get in the spinner and let's go check things out.
Select destination.
Among locations we have now,
Chinatown.
we have Chinatown, we've got McCoy's
Your
apartments, and we've got the police
Police
station.
station.
We're going to head to the police station.
Sector 3, LA.
This is 31 Sector 3, go ahead.
31 Sector 3, 1179, possible...
Roof. Laboratory.
We're going to go to the lab first.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
Zip, man. Try me later.
Yeah, I think you have to upload the... Part of the feature is here
crime in the
is
city
that
rose again last year by a whopping
you can
26%,
upload clues
according
to the
the
crime
latest
scene
figures
database,
from the Department of Justice.
which is
Governor
helpful
Colville
because
attributed the
there are
change to the
other
dramatic
Blade Runners
increase in
working
the
on
number
similar
of
cases that
specials
may be
registered
related,
as city
so you
residents,
can like
and
get
promised
clues from
a
them
tough
and
new
give them
set
your
of standards
clues.
for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
This refers to the... there's a little mini game you can play here to get practice with the using the gun.
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
We're gonna do the shooting gallery just to see what's up.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk. Lucky Strikes. Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
That there is the Esper room. The Esper being the thing you can use to scan. There's also the crime scene database.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. No clues transferred. Clue database transfer complete.
So we don't have anything new. Well, actually, wait, we do.
31 Sector 3, 1179, possible 1144 in the Chinatown district. Vehicle versus pedestrian, 1020 is Yukon Street. Be advised, suspect vehicle has fled the scene. All units stand by for emergency traffic. BOL, dark sedan, possible front-end damage. Wanted for hit and run on a ped in Chinatown district. Last seen northbound on Yukon.
Positive result. Subject is human.
And there we have the Esper.
Scanning video disk. 2 enhanceable images found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. Run sitter crime scene.
So let's check these out for more clues. This one's a bit of a tricky art because you have to... I mean, I imagine it's as clunky as a device like this would be in real life. And we got Lucy there.
Hello there, Lucy. Give me a hard copy of that. A sushi menu from Howie Lee's. Give me a hard copy of that.
I know there are 4 clues total in this particular scene. So we're going to take a look at those. I'm going to check the chats. This is a very, very low energy part of the game. Oh, we got Ultra Testosterone in the chat. When is Forney going to do more political stuff? When I got time, bro. When I got time. Yeah. I just haven't had the energy to do stuff like that. So I don't know, man. And plus, I've been busy with just about everything. So, what am I looking for? Let's check out the other picture.
Run sitter crime scene.
And here we have the perpetrator.
He looks familiar.
Give me a hard copy of that.
And the getaway vehicle, also probably important.
A black ground car. Looks like it's been around the block a few times.
Give me a hard copy of that.
Okay, so that's 4 total. We got the 4 we need from the database there.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. No clues transferred. Clue database transfer complete.
And let's save quickly. And let's go check out other areas of the police station.
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy. Brian finally
This is
let
the
you play with
shooting
the big
range.
boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet.
You bring your piece?
Don't leave home without it.
First time through is always the toughest. Listen for the bell tone. That'll let you know when you're too slow reacting to a hot target.
Then what?
You can keep going, but your score's gonna suffer. And take it easy in there. Steele's been running the maze every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Gouza was going to requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Gouza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked mice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match. I'll tell you, it looked
Police
like
brutality. Ha ha! Hilarious!
Peachy.
He only brutally burned a couple of guys who were mouthing off to him. That's so funny, isn't it?
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
And this is the shooting range.
And shoot all threats. Do not shoot innocents. Confirm target as hostile before shooting.
This is actually way harder than anything you're going to encounter in the game. Like, you're never going to be shooting more than like 1 or 2 people.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
I love how they're holding fucking babies, the innocents. Okay, is that it?
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
Next thing I saw is the window there. Hopefully that didn't fuck anything up. Let me check. Nope, we're still good.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
Okay, how many fucking stations are there?
Completed all sequences. Proceed to exit.
Let's see what my scores. -3. Too many innocents killed.
Laboratory.
See if anything's going up at the laboratory.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. We got the animal corpses from Runciter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes.
Oh, shock! A guy who rapes his
The kind that
14-year-old
comes from legit
employee
manufacturers?
would rip people
They're the
off?
ones that usually
Unheard of!
What about the wounds?
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week. Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant, it's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head on, and there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
Anything else?
That piece of chrome you found outside of Runciter's is from a 1995 Pontiac.
Nice set of wheels.
It's okay, not what I call a classic.
Any way to find the car's owner?
Well, you'd need the license number or the VIN number from the inside of the door. You run either number through the mainframe and it'll ID the car for you.
Anything else?
Come back at me when you got something worthwhile, McCoy.
Alright, so that's it. Let's go down to level 1. Sure you recognize this scene. The glory of the LAPD in the year 2019. Let's go talk to Guza.
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You know the procedure. Dump it all in the mainframe upstairs and I'll read it later.
You got it. Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
We'll get back out there. Those reps ain't retiring themselves.
Yeah, suicidal targets would make my job a lot easier.
Everybody's got a job, kid.
Doesn't look like we're gonna learn anything from here, so Nothing else to pick up, so let's head on out to the basement.
Lockup.
Where they have the jail. Who's this nerd?
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
Oh, some liberal faggot.
Who are you, anyway?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
I got some more questions for you.
Your associate, Ms. Steele, has already taken my statement. I have nothing more to say unless I have an attorney present.
I got some more questions for you.
Your associate, Ms. Steele, has already taken my statement. I have nothing more to say unless I have an attorney present.
Fucking crybaby. Let's head on up to the roof. And let's get on out of here. Let's go check out Howie Lee's.
Select destination, Chinatown.
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only for the elite, since most sea life had become radioactive after the Third Terran War. The rest of us had to eat new sushi, soya mixed with off-world lichen.
They're literally eating soy in the future of Blade Runner. Huh.
McCoy, LPD. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sorry, my man. I just don't got the time.
Got to mix more out back.
You're a pretty smart-looking cat. You want to make some money?
Pay me large, you got my rapt attention.
This guy dressed
Depends on how much the information's worth.
Unfortunately, my man, I got a book. Dynamite dining, old man. Catch you later.
Let's talk to Howie Lee.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business thriving, night always beautiful.
This girl ever eat around here?
Nah, all Gaijin look like the old man.
This from your place, isn't it?
Could be. Chopstick come from Yoshi's restaurant supplier.
This from your place, isn't it?
Yes, sir. You do Howie favor, distribute all through our police station.
How long has that chef worked for you?
Zubin, just month. Superior chef, makes all kinds of new suits.
Heard there was an accident down here, a hit and run.
Ha! There are more accidents than Suido no Nezumi, Suwa rats.
What's real fresh tonight?
Special shipment of Toro just arrived. I fix you right up, no one else.
It's already been tested?
Clean as a whistle.
You're Prince, Howie. See you later, Howie.
And we're gonna go out back and talk to the chef. And there we have the chef.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
This'll only take a minute. You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Very eloquent fellow here.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station. Riding north on bullet train.
North, huh?
Ah! Right in the nick of time. You gotta click fast, because otherwise you'll get caught. Oh, you got a bum there. You can actually shoot the bum, but that will cause major problems if you do.
Here?
Hey, maybe spare some chinion? Thanks. The big man, he kinda limping. That away.
Hey, Pop.
You got another clue there. It looks like we got ourselves a rep. We got ourselves a skin job. There he is. Come on, fucking skin job. Down. Down. Gotcha.
Lightning Squad, Rep Unit, Battle of the Gemini. I'd retired a war hero, someone who'd fought for the freedom of the off-world colonists. The poor guy kind of reminded me of one of those Buffalo Soldiers, blacks who had killed and died for America, yet weren't allowed to drink alongside whites. And maybe, just maybe, the photograph validated his own existence.
Locked.
I've gotten all I can from that.
But we just got our first skin job. Got our first rep. Oh, it's that faggot again.
Chill it, man. Just took a wrong turn back there, that's all.
Take your business elsewhere.
An excellent idea.
You see that open there? And there's a looks like the police have already arrived. And it's Gaff.
Rumor has it you've been earning your stripes, McCoy.
Working on it.
Keep it up. You just might have a future in this business.
I understand it's got a hell of a retirement plan.
I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that moon bus massacre last month.
They ever find the moon bus?
Disappeared into thin air. Ryan thinks it crashed out in the Kipple.
How many reps are we talking about?
Enough.
The Kipple is a concept that is in Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, but it's not in Blade Runner. Basically,
for retirement?
Didn't have to.
That's why they call it the magic.
I'm starting to understand.
You ever retire a human, your career is over. Remember that.
the Kipple is basically just garbage that's around the city of LA.
Hey, you. Hey, Howie. What's cooking?
Nothing down, McCoy. Got to find a new chef, thanks to you.
Can't help you there, Howie. Hey, Howie. What's cooking?
I take care of you soon, McCoy. Real busy tonight.
We've gone and retired our
Select
rep.
destination. Your apartment.
Not much else to do. Well, actually, I think we can go back to Runciter and confront him about the fact that
Runciter's animal shop.
he's been selling fake animals. Nah, it looks like it's closed. Nope, he's gone. Little creepy pedophile's gone.
Select destination. Your apartment.
This game is divided into 5 acts. This is the end of the first act. You got the same like quasi-Egyptian elevator.
Apartments. Ground floor.
Not much to see here, but as you progress in the game, more and more areas become unlocked to explore.
Apartments.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
I lived with the best gal I'd ever seen. She was 2 now and full of life and love. She'd cost me about a year's salary, but she was worth it. It was good to have someone warm nearby after completing a dirty job, and the retirement swag from this case would go toward getting her a partner.
Cute little
Here
dog.
you go, baby. Dinner time.
Cute little doggy.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
McCoy's got his own Esper machine, so you can check out clues here if you want. Got the fan, you got the bed. You got everything here.
Zubin was the first Nexus 6 I'd come against. There was something in his eyes, an almost primordial desire to live. Most of the 3s, 4s, and 5s I'd seen would just give up when you had them. But these 6s, they were a whole other breed.
Here's the bathroom. Actually, wait. I'm gonna check the messages first.
I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told my wrath. My wrath grow.
Crank calls were a dime a dozen in this city, and I'd had my share. Still, this guy sounded more like an English teacher than the average scumbag. If I'd been more awake, the message might have spooked me.
Erase and reset.
Nothing creepy about that. Oh, come on, dude. You didn't even wash your hands? Gross. I'm saving frequently because this game had a reputation for crashing a lot back in the day.
How long has that chef worked for you?
Most of them were shot point.
You know this girl? Lightning Squad, Rep Unit, Battle of the Gemini. Howie Lees. Bryant once got food poisoning there, so he shut it down for a couple of months. Now it was always good for a freebie.
I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that moonbus massacre last month.
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant?
Now, if you're wondering why the game appears a bit blurry, it's because I'm running this in a, like most games, it has to be run at 640 by 480, so games from this era.
Portrait of the sleep deprived.
And this is the end of Act 1.
Got your delivery here, man.
Oh man, not a...
What?
All these fucking victims are totally unsympathetic. Got a fucking pedophile now, this fat ass. Who wears a muumuu, clearly, because he's too fat to wear anything else.
Is this what the gravity be like on Mars?
Oh no. It's about a third of what we
He's
have
got
now.
mantis. Oh man.
How about turning that dial, okay? When I say... Oh!
Good.
Please, can you control your rat?
I'll have you know that Mickey's a purebred chihuahua, and he's totally real.
Things going good at Tyrell Corporation?
Boring. Old man Tyrell's been on a Wagner kick lately. He never shuts up.
You also do outside work?
Sweetie, I never go outside. It's bad for the glands.
How about Nexus?
This guy sounds like a
You know a lot
real
about them?
homosexual.
I think you should be going now.
Understand good, it holds deep meaning for me now. Where be your research on Nexus 6? And the test studies, contacts, the works?
Only simulator. Expert terrestrial gravity.
One more minute, you be swallowing this explosive. 3 more minutes, they be hosing you off the True Life building across town.
Oh, I swear, I don't have anything. If I did, I'd give it to you.
My people sick and dying. You tell me something.
Talk to Dr. Tyrell.
Tell me something I don't know.
The organ designers, Miraji, Hannibal Chu, Luther and Lance. They're closer to him than I am.
Where?
DNA Row. They're all working down on DNA Row.
You one miserable package man.
No.
I'm totally true, yeah.
Pick up.
Hope you aren't camped out there with a bottle of tequila.
Oh, very funny.
Early bird slays the worm, McCoy.
Don't worry. I'm up, Lieutenant. What's the buzz?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building.
Inside?
That's right. But we also got a sweet little break-in. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole shebang.
Beautiful. How many perps?
Just one. I don't know if it's related to the Runcitor deal or not. Tyrell security will have the disc for you when you get there. You'll be good, killer.
So we got another case here. See there, we've started Act 2. We get to go investigate the case of some fat ass. Improbable fag. Yes, Krinkovic, this exists.
Your floor number, please.
It exists and you can buy it on GOG right now. It's on sale.
Apartments. Roof.
Let's go check out this new crime scene. Like I said, we have to have like the least sympathetic
Select destination.
victims possible.
Your apartment. Police station.
I'm gonna go to the police station first because we talked to Guza. You can have him set up a meeting with Eldon Tyrell, which gives you more clues.
Anything else?
Come back at me when you got something worthwhile, McCoy.
Ground floor.
Oh, Crystal was in there. Huh. That was a weird glitch. But yeah, Lucy is voiced by Polly Perrette, who was on, she was on NCIS, I believe. And Crystal Steele is voiced by Lisa Edelstein, who played Cuddy on House.
Can the department float me some chin yen? This investigation's getting expensive.
Hey, I'd love to be your own personal ATM, but the department's strapped right now. We're still paying Holden even though he's in the hospital. And one of the old-timers is freelancing a contract job. The city can't be paying for your cocktails, kid.
Okay, sorry I asked.
Hey, you track down a rep, you get an advance.
Gee, wish I'd thought of that. Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You'd be amazed at how accommodating a man can be after his hemorrhoids get lanced. You really been surprising the troops around here, kid. Gaff says you worked at retirement like a champ.
Just doing the job.
Yeah, well, don't get too cocky. Those sixes can be damn unpredictable.
That I know.
Payments is wiring the advance to your account as we speak.
How much?
Couple hundred chinion. Enough to buy a sandwich or two. We gotta hold back the rest until the lab does the autopsy. Paperwork, you know. Shouldn't take more than a couple of days.
So the check's in the mail?
Hey, don't worry. The boys upstairs want to keep our best and brightest happy. Any idea what you want to spend it on?
I was thinking maybe a companion for my animal at home.
Forget that. Buy yourself something nice. Once you start carving up that juicy bacon, kid, the taste never goes away. The great things in life, believe me, you'll just be wanting more and more.
Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
Well, get back out there. Those reps ain't retiring themselves.
Yeah, suicidal targets would make my job a lot easier.
Everybody's got a job, kid.
But yeah, we got the chinion for that. You can use money to buy things in the game, like you saw in the previous act that I gave money to the bum to get that clue. You can also purchase enhanced bullets for your gun, as well as a system that allows you to selectively choose which clues you upload to the police station database, which is helpful if there are certain things you don't want the other Blade Runners to know.
Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
So
New clues added to personal database. Please check Kaya.
So now we got new clues. Let's check it. Let's check them out. Let's check out the clues.
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the...
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354. Still working the explosion at the Tyrell manufacturing plant. It'll take a day or so to analyze the debris, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're dealing with a bomber here. Right now, it looks like the protesters had nothing to do with it. They were in too close proximity to have been in on the deal. No MOs or identities are rolling up just yet, and I'm still going through the inset files to see if any replicant munitions experts are unaccounted for. This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354, conducting the interrogation of Spencer Gregorian, leader of CARS, Citizens Against Replicant Slavery, November 22nd, 2019.
I once again asked that my attorney...
Shut it, shitbird. I'm asking the questions. We've already put you on the machine, so we know you're not a skin job.
That term offends me.
Okay, so you're not one of those biomechanical scumbags, and you claim to not know anything about the bombing at Tyrell.
This is true. We advocate equal rights under the law for replicants. We have nothing against Tyrell Corporation for creating them.
That's some sick logic.
The replicants are living organisms, whether people like you like it or not. Replicants contribute greatly to the economic well-being of our culture. They cannot be discounted as such.
Hell, it'd be no skin off my nose if each and every one of them was hosed down for good. You ever see this guy?
Why, yes. Actually, I have. He was present at the protest. He's not part of our group, but outsiders are usually welcome.
How many new faces showed up that day?
Not too many. A handful at most.
Describe them to me.
I don't know if I can.
Oh no? Recording off. Describe them to me again.
Just the Rastafarian fellow. And that...
I thought it was clear that she beat him up in between the recordings.
With a ponytail? Can I see my attorney?
Let me ask you a question. Who the hell bankrolls your operation?
Well, we have a number of anonymous donors.
Such as?
So anonymous even, I don't know who they are. People with resources.
Bravo, Spencer. You've done your civic duty for the day.
Let's talk to Gregorian.
You're Spencer Gregorian, right?
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I don't know them.
Were they together?
They seemed to be. I saw them talking.
Before or after the explosion?
Before. I didn't see them at all after. That's all I know, I swear. I wouldn't even know where to find explosives. I'm not a violent man.
Of course you aren't. You just want to let replicants walk the streets.
They're not killers, detective. They're innocents. They just want to live a decent, productive life like you or me.
It's that simple, huh? I got some more questions for you. A lot of people involved in your cause, Spencer?
Yes, sir. We're growing fast.
We also get the option of what
As more and more people realize that replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy, the Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead the movement towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit. What else do you guys do besides wave signs and get arrested?
We're peaceful people, detective. We live by a code that men like you could never understand.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, humans were held in slavery. Brave souls formed an underground railroad, a way for the slaves to escape cruelty and find freedom.
So, you help replicants escape the city.
I'm talking figuratively, detective.
Sure you are.
We're not children, detective. We have resources. Friends with access to vehicles to escape routes. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped.
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk.
I'm going to save because we're going to avoid comp from now.
I'm going to give you a little test.
The other detective, she already tested me earlier today.
Uh-huh. Look, I got to check out the equipment, and you're the only stiff around.
I object to this treatment. If you'll just call my lawyer, he'll take care...
Your lawyer would tell you I got the authority to VK the mayor if I want. And he'd have to smile and nod and kiss my butt until I cleared him. So sit down.
So we're going to calibrate the equipment again.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
3rd sector, uptown.
Nice neighborhood?
Very. Is this going to take long?
Just keep your pants on, Spencer. What do you do for a living?
I teach political science.
What's your name?
Spencer Gregorian. I really think my lawyer should be here.
I'm not going to ask you anything incriminating. You're suddenly very afraid. Why?
Perhaps I've just seen one of you Blade Runners. What's the term? Retire someone.
That'd make a rep scared.
Killing makes everyone afraid.
Are you taking any drugs?
No. How does your machine work? Is it a lie detector?
Not exactly. Your verbal responses aren't what's important. Why? You got something to hide, Spencer?
Absolutely not.
We'll go to the medium intensity question.
You suddenly feel the urge to commit suicide.
I love life too much to commit suicide. You wouldn't know about that, would you?
Your child comes home with a black eye.
I'd call the school.
You're 7 years old. You managed to steal several marshmallows from the kitchen and sneak them back to your bedroom. You're caught, and your father spanks you.
Well, it sounds like I deserved it. But my father didn't believe in corporal punishment.
You're having dinner at a friend's home. Halfway through the appetizer, he tells you that you've been eating goose liver pate.
I wouldn't eat it, and I confront him.
Like my briefcase? Department issue. Baby hide. 100% genuine human baby hide.
Appropriate. For a killer.
You're at a restaurant with friends. One of them orders lobster. The chef drops the lobster into the tub of boiling water while you watch.
Are you trying to make me sick?
They're just questions. You're watching an old movie. It shows a banquet in progress. The guests are enjoying raw oysters. The entree consists of boiled dog.
And this test is supposed to determine if the subject is a replicant?
Is that an answer?
Even a replicant would react to these questions.
Yes, but slowly and not as strongly. Let's continue. What do you think it's like to be a replicant?
Horrible. Frightening.
Why?
They're hunted creatures. Anyone can gun them down without consequence. I'd say that's frightening, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Test terminated.
See, as you can see there, I wasn't able to get a positive response from him before
you keeping
the
busy,
test
pal?
terminated. The test terminated.
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
We're going to try it again, but this time I'm going to ask more high-intensity questions.
I'm going to give you a little test.
The other detective.
Uh-huh. Look,
I objected.
Your lawyer, and he'd have to... Reaction. Where do you live?
3rd sector, uptown.
Nice neighborhood?
Very. Is this going to...
Just keep your pants. What do you do for a living?
I teach politicals.
What's your name?
Spencer Gregorian. I really think my...
I'm not going to ask... Out of the corner of your eye, you see a large black spider crawling up the wall.
I'd call animal services, of course. I wouldn't try to move it myself, not without proper equipment.
You're having dinner at a friend's home. Halfway through the appetizer, he tells you that you've been eating goose liver pate.
I wouldn't eat it, and I confront him.
Your child comes home with a black eye.
I'd call the school.
A teacher calls you stupid in front of the rest of the class.
I try to do better next time.
Like my briefcase? Department issue. Baby hide. 100% genuine human baby hide.
Appropriate. For a killer.
You rent a mountain cabin. On the walls, someone has hung old maps and Currier and Ives prints. A deer's head is mounted above the fireplace. A full stag with developed horns.
I'd leave.
You're at a restaurant with friends. One of them orders lobster. The chef drops the lobster into the tub of boiling water while you watch.
Are you trying to make me sick?
They're just questions. You're on a farm. You get into the pen to feed the pigs. In their excitement, the animals knock you down into the mud. Using a butcher knife, you slit the throat of the nearest sow. You're covered in blood as you stumble to your feet.
My God. You know, I actually feel sorry for you, Detective McCoy. The lack of empathy. Have you ever taken this test?
I don't need to. I know what I am.
So do I.
You're watching an old movie. It shows a banquet in progress. The guests are enjoying raw oysters. The entree consists of boiled dog.
And this test is supposed to determine if the subject is a replicant?
Is that an answer?
Even a replicant would react to these questions.
Yes, but slowly and not as strongly. Let's continue.
Test terminated.
Yeah, for some reason it's really hard to get a positive response on him, result on Gregorian. But it's not important to the overall plot.
Ground floor. Mainframe and shooting range. Laboratory. Mainframe and shooting range.
Do I have any new clues to upload? I don't think so. Nope. Nothing, so we're gonna get out of here.
Roof.
Select destination. Tyrell, pyramids.
Now, if you're wondering why the music doesn't sound exactly like the music in the movie, that's because they weren't allowed access to the master recordings. So Frank Klepacki, who you may recall is composing the music for Command & Conquer games, had to
McCoy,
recreate
LPD.
the entire score by
Just a
ear.
minute.
Where do I go?
Grab test on the east wing, 66th floor. Here's the footage from the security cameras. You get a pretty good look at the man's face.
How'd he get past you guys?
He pretended to be a delivery man. Dr. Eisenduler ordered in a lot, so it didn't seem unusual.
I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
One more thing.
I've told you everything I know, Detective. I gotta work. These monitors don't watch themselves.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
Let's head on up to...
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Animoid Row. It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series, the kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for the new entertainment model, a comedian designed to entertain the troops off-world. Someone had tried to access a bunch of protected files on the Tyrell network and failed, not just once, but a dozen times. Tyrell engineers might forget their passwords, but what would the GravLab boys need with replicant DNA sequences and incept dates? I couldn't even begin to guess what Eisendeller's password was. Jesus.
I've seen worse, but not by much.
Learn anything?
You could strain him through a sieve.
Whoops.
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
Any idea if they were real dogs?
A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens. The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe? This earring yours?
Maybe it belongs to that other cop who was up here. The babe with the shades and the cigarettes.
Ain't her style. Call her babe to her face, you're liable to end up with a severe limp. You spot anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
Obviously, he'd been killed with an explosive, and not just because he'd been plastered on the wall with 1,000 strokes. The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story. The killer was an expert. The charge had been big enough to do the job, but not big enough to shatter the soundproof walls of the float chamber. But I wondered why the killer didn't just shoot him. I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last, and now it was dog. I thought about Maggie.
Any idea if they were real dog?
Let's see here. I think that's all. Anything on the walls? Nothing on the walls. All right.
Eisenduller had used his dog's name as a password. The Tyrell brass wouldn't be too happy if they knew I was snagging a copy of their files, but someone had wanted them bad enough to kill Eisenduller, so I figured they must be worth having. Nothing.
All right, looks like we're done here.
Lagging behind again?
Gouza didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. Could be it's linked to this Tyrell debacle.
How's yours connected to mine?
I'm still fitting the pieces together. You know the moon bus massacre that went down last month?
Gaff mentioned something about it.
The rogue skin jobs probably flew to Earth. And one of them is a demolitions expert, similar MO to your Vic upstairs.
Hell of a coincidence.
I'll call you if I find out anything more about your case.
You friendly with Eisenduller?
Most of the employees I see coming in morning and night, but old Marcus, Dr. Eisenduller, he almost never left his lab.
You afraid of somebody?
I think it had something to do with the air outside and the germs. I once heard him complain about it.
Smart. What was his job?
Scrub test chief engineer. The lab runs tests to see how a replicant would perform in different planetary gravitational fields. That kind of thing. One of the other engineers could tell you more.
You know if anyone lost an earring like this one lately?
Not one of the employees, that's for sure. The boss enforces a strict dress code around here.
How did Eisenduller's moo-moo fit in?
Hey, you know, company rules only apply to the lesser mortals.
How do I get in to see the big boss?
You don't, unless he wants to see you.
Okay. How do I make him want to see me?
Well, you could call his personal assistant.
Who is?
Don't know offhand.
Yeah, I get the picture. You know anything about Tyrell's computer system?
Security's tight as a drum, if that's what you're asking.
Somebody tried to access restricted data from the terminal in Dr. Eisenduller's office.
But they couldn't get in.
Yeah. Looks like Dr. Tyrell keeps his files safer than he keeps his employees. I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna head back to the police station now and check out this new batch of clues.
Select destination. Police station.
Ground floor.
Keeping out of trouble, kid?
The goons over at the Tyrell building wouldn't let me talk to their boss. Maybe you can set up a meeting.
Tyrell? What the hell for?
One of his employees got his brains splattered inside the pyramid. I thought maybe Tyrell could fill in some blanks.
Anyone else in that whole company who knows anything?
You and I both know it's a one-man show over there.
I'll give it a try, kid. I'll have to pull some strings, so don't go in there half-assed. Make sure you got some legit questions for the resident genius.
Appreciate it, Lieutenant. Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
We'll get...
Yeah, suicidal...
Everybody's...
So now we got a meeting with Tyrell. Okay, so the police station is right next to McCoy's apartment. Interesting choice of location.
Mainframe and shooting range.
The Tyrell Corporation today recalled the last 4 functioning entertainment model Nexus 5 replicants from off-world service. Dr. Eldon Tyrell, speaking at a shareholders meeting, denied allegations that the model was defective and possibly dangerous.
The simple fact is that the model wasn't performing its designated function. There was one isolated incident of violence a couple of years ago, but the individual unit in question was immediately retired from service. No, the problem is far from anything sinister. The entertainment model just isn't funny.
Scanning video disk. One enhanceable image found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. Tyrell Grav Test Lab.
Second obvious look at the guy who's holding the damn Uzi.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me. Like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Animoid Row. Give me a hard copy of that.
That looks interesting.
A bomb. Give me a hard copy of that.
The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe?
Give me a hard copy of that.
A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens.
Give me a hard copy of that.
And that's all we're going to get from that.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. No clues transferred. Clue database transfer complete.
Someone had tried. The earring was shaped like the detonator wire I pulled out of.
The dog collar has a name. The dog collar. Kingston Kitchens. Where have I heard that before?
The earring was shaped like an
Kingston Kitchen.
It was a Tyrell.
Most of the employees I see coming in morning and night, but old Marcus, I mean...
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. You know the moon bus massacre that went down last month? The rogue skin jobs probably flew to Earth. And one of them is a demolitions expert, similar MO to your Vic upstairs.
Alright, that's enough of that. Let's go check out Animoid Row. Actually, wait, let's go to the lab. See if the lab's anything interesting.
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
Apparently not.
Roof.
Select destination. Runsitter's Animal Shop, Animoid Row.
We even got the the authentic music here.
You know who deals in insects down here?
You don't want insects? They're no good companion. But fish. Fish are good. I have every kind of fish for you. Blowfish, dorado, miniature sailfish. Very friendly.
No, thanks. I got a dog at home.
Fish just as good as dog.
No, my dog is real.
Real? Oh, you must make lots of money.
Let's get back to insects. Official LPD business.
Down at end of Animal Row, you see big green sign? You try there. Good luck with dog, friend. Hope he stays healthy.
Sheep.
Well, that makes things easy because there's the dragonfly right there. Big green insect.
This your work?
Ah, the dragon.
Dragon?
See? Anosoptera. Dragonfly, late of the American South Swampland.
You sell jewelry with dragonflies?
Item like that, very special significance. Very rare, senor. Estate item, and most likely part of large collection. Person must have plenty's money to obtain a collection.
More than I can afford.
You try Hawker's Circle. Might want to try for this. With luck, you may find.
If this is from a collection, I'm also looking for the other pieces.
I make you a deal. I found out where to get dragonfly jewelry. Then you buy a piece, right? For special lady friend? You come back later.
I'll do that.
You take care, chasing the dragon. Handsome man like you has lady friend, of course. Doesn't she deserve a gift?
All my girl cares about is food and love.
Oh, how romantic. What is this girl's name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Maggie, senor. It's perfect, is it not?
It's kind of ugly, but you tuck me into it.
Might I interest you in a snake lover one?
Not today, thanks.
And there's Bullet Bob's where you can get a you can get bullets and stuff.
That a 45 blaster under your coat, or you just happy to be here?
You got good eyes.
They ought to be. They're the only organs of mine that survived the Phobos Wars intact.
Ray McCoy, Rep Detect.
Blade Runner, huh?
I never heard of you?
I just got assigned.
Yeah, I'm kind of buddies with Davy Holden. How's he doing?
Word is he's gonna be okay.
That skin job must have been pretty damn quick getting by Davy like that. He's the best in the business.
He'll be back in the job soon. You got any decent ammo for my piece?
You mean the good stuff? Because I know them police issue spitballs just don't cut it.
Not these days.
Yeah, I know how it is. If you want to drop a skin job, you need a little extra oomph. I got a few clips around here somewhere, if you got the chin yen for it.
Okay, let's have it.
So we got the special bolts.
You want to make it as a Blade Runner? You ought to do your own investigations. You want to make it as a Blade Runner? You ought to do your own investigations.
By the way, you should never ever pull your gun when you're inside Bullet Bob's, because he'll yell at you the first time you do it, and you do it a second time, he'll just shoot you, and that's game over.
Jesus.
And that's just game over.
You want to make it as a Blade Runner? You ought to do your own investigations.
Interesting. Sometimes you get the option to avoid conflict. Oh, yeah, I think that's back the way I came. Nope, that's the Runsters of all places. Actually, let's check to see if Runster is in.
Locked.
Nah, he's closed for the day. There's Kingston Kitchen.
Step up, step up. Mama Isabella cooked you something special. Put a glow in your cheek.
McCoy, LPD. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Questions, they always need answers.
This guy work for you?
No, but I wish he do. He be one fine-looking man.
You sure? Never seen him before.
I'd remembered him for sure.
You send a lot of deliveries over to Marcus Eisendaler at the Tyrell building?
Eisendaler. Oh, Eisendaler, yeah. Let me tell you, that man can't eat.
Send anything over lately?
No, sir. No deliveries to him no more. Not since last month. He be way behind on his bill.
Not for a month, eh?
At least. No more till him pay up.
You may have a little trouble collecting. He's dead. That stew's looking tasty.
Fix you right up. Only dirty chinion. It put a spring in your step, man. The ladies, they be loving you.
Thanks for your time.
Not the remix of One More Kiss Dear they had there.
I got a couple of questions for you, Captain.
First one's on the house. The rest you pay for. You want chit-chat, you hire a hooker. This ain't no social club. Nice bracelet, tough guy. Who's Maggie, your mommy?
She's a dog.
So is my wife, but I sure as hell don't brag about it.
Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one. Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good. Excuse me, pal. I doubted if any of the animals were real. No self-respecting owner would expose his pets to the noise, the stink, and the dirt.
And there's an important guy we have to talk to, Izo.
There's a clock, I always say. 2 minutes. That's how much time I give every stranger that wanders in here off the street.
Sell a lot of stuff that way?
I don't encourage browsers. What impresses me are people who know what they want and are not afraid to pay for it.
What's the most expensive thing you got in here?
Value is a relative notion. What's significant to you might be meaningless to me.
And vice versa.
Everything here is guaranteed. The finest, most authentic anyone can get.
Let me tell you what I want, and maybe I'll impress you.
All my paperwork is in order.
Doesn't matter. I don't read anyhow. What's your name?
Izo.
You move a lot of valuable goods through here? Valuable and exotic?
Not for many years. You should try elsewhere.
It's very important that I find out about this. Can you help me?
If I see something, and you can match whatever my collectors will pay, it's all yours.
Thanks a million. Ever consort with a group called CARS? C-A-R-S?
CARS. What is that?
Citizens Against Replicant Slavery.
I don't have time for such pursuits.
How about Spencer Gregorian?
The same goes for him, whoever he is.
Funny, because he described you to a T. Even down to that stupid little ponytail you got.
It's called a trauma.
What would you say if I told you Gregorian named you as one of the people who was there when the Tyrell building blew up?
There's a mistake somewhere along the chain of communication.
So, you're denying all involvement?
I won't lie to you, Detective. There was a time in my life when I might have been involved with such an organization. I actually cared. But now, all I care about is my business. I am nothing but a humble salesman. Perhaps I can interest you in this camera. 100 years ago, it was a cherished item. Whole families sat for portraits.
I've seen plenty of photographs in my time.
Have you ever seen this?
They got definitely a suspicious guy on the run.
Lock.
And he's got weapons, so...
There were off-world rifles here and more. Grenades, explosives, modern rifles, even some police-issue restricted weaponry. Izo wasn't some small-time fence, but a big-time arms dealer. The exact arms that renegade replicants would be looking for to survive in the big city. Nothing else there.
And we're in the sewers. Actually, wait. Gotta go up.
I am not about to have all my hard work obliterated just because you stumbled into my shop, Detective. Westerners need guns and hardware. All I need is will.
And he gets fucking shot.
You blew your retirement loot this time, Slim.
What are you doing here?
Tracking this piece of shit. What are you doing here besides putting your nuts on the chopping block?
Investigating Izo. Maybe we should compare notes.
Maybe you should find another line of work. Just in case I'm not around to bail you out next time. I'll wait for the uniforms. Why don't you grab yourself a slice of quiche or something? And pick up a bottle of scotch for the real Blade Runner, will ya? Just kidding, Slim.
Hey.
What are you doing here, Slim?
Nothing more to find.
So he was a replicant. Because sometimes when you play the game, she'll just arrest him because he's a human. These are the sewers. You don't go into the sewers until Act 4.
You hear anything yet about that dragonfly jewelry, like what I showed you before?
No, senor. My friend, he's asking for me. If you come back later, maybe I know something more.
You want to make it as a Blade Runner? You ought to do your own investigation.
We talk to the bartender again. I know at some point he gives you security cam footage.
Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one.
Maybe not this time. Alright, we're gonna head back to the police station before we go visit Tyrell.
I was fresh out of Leeds. Poking around Hawker's circle had been a waste of time. I had nothing to connect this Ezo character to the Eisendaler murder. But if the replicants had done in one Tyrell scientist, maybe they'd go after another. And the subcontractors down on DNA Row didn't have Tyrell security to protect them.
Oh, looks like we're going to DNA Row at some point.
Select destination. DNA Row. Your apartment.
Ground floor, mainframe, and shooting range.
Hawker's Circle.
She looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
Alright. We got another image here.
China bar.
Him again.
That guy sure gets around. Give me a hard copy of that. There were off-world rifles here and more. Grenades, explosives, modern rifles, even some police-issue restrictions. My ex used to nag me about how I'd let the dishes sit for days at a time. Mag was a lot more forgiving.
See? Anosoptera. Dragonfly.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. No clues transferred. Clue database transfer complete.
Lockup. Ground floor.
See if Goose has anything.
Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was... Well,
Nothing. We're gonna go talk to Tyrell, and then we're gonna go to DNA row.
Roof.
Select destination, Tyrell Pyramids.
Man, that's just perfect how they got that scene.
Beautiful, isn't it?
The owl or the view?
Both.
The view's amazing. The owl, well, artificial things never did that much for me.
It's a flawless replica. We used a real one as a model.
Owls are extinct. Who told you the model was real?
Dr. Tyrell?
He's wrong, or lying. Check your Sydneys.
Eldon wouldn't make up something like that.
You're Tyrell's assistant?
Making friends.
Yes, I'm Rachel. Dr. Tyrell is very busy. I'm fully familiar with all Tyrell operations.
He does know I'm a cop, right? Blade Runner unit?
Dr. Tyrell has already met with one Blade Runner today and has important business to attend to. Your department should coordinate its efforts better.
Yeah, but...
You may speak to me or you may leave. I can't offer you any other choices.
Fair enough. I wanted to ask about Marcus Eisenduller.
I can't tell you who killed him if that's what you're asking.
We've already got a suspect. What I want to know is why the killer would be interested in replicant DNA information.
That's a stupid question.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Man, Rachel's a bitch.
Your suspect is obviously a replicant, a very dangerous one.
I thought replicants were safe, more human than human. Isn't Dr. Tyrell pushing to make it legal to use rep labor to clean up the kipple?
Are we here to discuss corporate policy or Marcus Eisendaller's murder?
A little of both. You heard about the moon bus hijacking. Yeah, I guess you would have. 50 people dead.
You can't blame...
I'm surprised you aren't out doing spin control. The public gets nervous when your pets wander around the city without a leash.
Replicants aren't pets.
Right. Pets live longer and don't go around killing people.
There are safeguards in the design.
Yeah, I've seen the data. Implanted memories, a 4-year lifespan. I'd probably get a little crazy too, but I don't think I'd start killing people.
Wouldn't you?
As I explained to Mr. Deckard earlier, I've given the Nexus 6 model a past. I've given it the purity and innocence of childhood. And all the joy and despair that comes with a real existence. That's hardly a death sentence. That's life.
Tyrell looks
I
like
thought you weren't meeting with any more Blade Runners today.
Well, I decided to make an exception. Mr. McCoy, isn't it? You do understand the need for the Nexus 6 to have an identity.
Not really. No. I do see why a replicant who has an identity would want to steal Eisendaller's files.
Please, enlighten me.
They want more life.
They're wasting their time.
They're gonna come for you, just like they came for Eisendaller.
I have nothing to fear from any of my children. I tell them all exactly what I told you. Have I given you what you came here for?
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Then if you'll excuse me, I have a stockholder meeting to attend.
Oh, that was super productive. I love how they just let him just hang around.
Select destination.
We're heading to DNA room now.
If there's one thing that gives me the creeps, it's dealing with those freaks on DNA Row. Every one of those genetic design subcons was a borderline schizoid case, exposed to too many chemicals,
there's that
radiation,
again.
and God knows what. It was the price they paid for taking rep technology into the future. Or maybe it was just desserts.
And I can't talk to him because McCoy was too busy talking to himself.
What you want? I'm busy.
Damn, you keep it cold in here.
Of course, cold. What do you expect, heat? Ice go bad at room temperature. You buy winter coat. Like this, see? Like this. Very comfy.
LPD, I got a couple of questions.
Talk. Always talk. You wait. You no take up time. Busy.
Marcus Eisendaller is dead.
Okay, we talk. Quick, talk. What you want?
You were close to Eisendaller?
Eisendaller? No time for him. No go to lab. Eisendaller test off-world gravity to work important organs. Visual center, you see?
Marcus is dead.
To work hard all night, all day, no stop, no break, no OT.
Did you hear me?
Of course I hear you. You think I'm deaf? Your time more important, huh? Eisendaller dead.
Miraji may be dead. You out chasing skirts.
Miraji?
You eat supper with Miraji every night, no fail. Sometimes Chinese, sometimes Indian, sometimes home cooked. Sometimes we go up and eat with twins.
Miraji didn't show. Did you call him?
I called. I knocked. 10 minutes ago, door locked. No answer. Where you come from, huh?
What?
Nothing.
Tell me this.
Hey, wait. LPD, you there for something, huh? LPD? I'm very busy. Eyes won't wait for nothing.
Tell me this.
Hey, wait. LPD, I'm very busy.
We got all we have about. We've all we've gotten about this guy. Out of this guy. Let's see, because I know the next part is a real pain in the ass. We gotta go check out what Miraji is doing.
What's going on? Who did this?
Help me, sir. Please, help me. It is going to blow. Run! Run!
And if you don't click fast enough, it blows up and you die. He dies
Hold
regardless.
on. An ambulance will be coming.
You must warn the twins. Up there. Up the stairs.
The twins? Did they do this?
No. Tall man with dreadlocks. The bomber.
So it's the guy who shot
Another
Eisendeller. Who went and blew the place up.
piercing eyes.
What did they want?
The DNA information. Oh, God, forgive me. I told them about the twins.
Don't shoot. McCoy, Rep D-Tech, BR 61661.
What do you know about this?
Got a dead man here. Victim of an explosion. His name was Miraji. He was able to give me a description of the two perps just before he bought the farm.
Yeah? They skin jobs? Or you just in the right place at the wrong time?
I'm practically waxing their tails, officer. I'm that close. But I don't have a lot of time. You mind,
Mopping up here? Just do me a favor and kick some rep ass, okay? It's high time someone got them illegals off the street.
Appreciate it.
This is 32 Sector 3 reporting a homicide, possible act of terrorism.
You got a sheet or something we could cover them with?
Nah, nothing. Cold Cup boys have been dragging ass.
Well, he's dead now, and we get to go check out the crime scene.
Don't miss anything.
There ain't nothing left, detective.
We go back in there for a non-clue, but...
It was something you didn't see too often. A precise, shaped explosion fashioned for minimum collateral damage. The son of a bitch was a pro. Someone with real munitions expertise. And that expertise could only come with extensive, on-the-job, off-world training.
Locked. No way through here.
We're gonna go upstairs and check out what the twins' apartment.
The vid phone was one of those old Zenith jobs, the last electronic tech that was still produced on this continent, in Mexico to be exact. No wonder the sucker was on the blink. Half the workspace was tidy, the other half a total disaster area. The tenants were clearly the oddest of odd couples. They certainly looked good. I didn't know art from kibble, but I did know that real people were never that perfect. recognized the logo on the envelope. It was definitely Runsitter's animal sales, but I didn't expect to find hundreds of chinion inside. I didn't know what it was for, but I'd bet the farm it wasn't on Runsitter's books.
I'm turning that thing off. It's fucking annoying.
Hello, Luther. Hello, Lance. You have no new messages and one saved voice-only message. Would you like to hear the saved message again?
Absolutely.
Hello, it's J.F. Sebastian. I hope you guys
It's
are
J.F.
all right.
Sebastian from the movie.
I tried to talk to Dr. Tyrell about your reinstatement, reemployment, but I haven't been able to get through to him yet. He's kind of angry, and you know what a cool customer he is. I don't know what happened between you guys, but I'm still trying. If you want to get together, I'm still at the Bradbury. I'll be here all night.
Message saved automatically. To delete, please state your deletion security number.
Not right now. Thanks.
The pleasure's all ours at Sino Bell.
So we're gonna go check out J.F. Sebastian's apartment, which you'll also remember from the movie. If I can fucking find it. No, it's around here somewhere, so...
Select destination.
Hey,
yeah.
You killed anyone yet?
Hey, pal.
What's shaking, baby? Haven't I seen you around these parts before?
Could be. I get around.
You ever get down to Nightclub Row, you ought to check out my act. I'm just warming up the room, but it's better than a kick in the pants, you dig?
What kind of stuff do you do?
What kind of... You kidding, baby? I do it all! I am the direct extension of Frankie, Sammy D, and Dino Martini.
Who?
Man, you really must be dozing in Squaresville if you're asking who the voice is. You know, old Blue Eyes. The chairman of the board? Sinatra, man.
The guy's been dead for 20 years.
Well, you're gonna remember the name Gordo Frizz just like old Blue Eyes. I ain't on the Marquis of Early's just yet, but it's coming, I promise you.
Someone...
Hello, it's J.F. Sebastian.
Of course I hear you. You think I'm deaf?
It was something you didn't... I recognized the logo on the envelope. It was definitely Runsitter's animal sales, but I didn't expect to find...
No.
What I want to know is why the killer would be interested in replicant DNA information.
That's a...
As I explained to Mr. Deckard earlier, I've given the Nexus 6 model a pass.
You know what? It's late, so I'm gonna end it here. We'll pick this back up, probably not tomorrow, but probably sometime later in the week. But it's getting late here. I'm gonna go to bed. But anyway, thanks to those of you who sent in your Linos, Super Chats, Streamlabs tips. If you want to support the show in other ways, check out my books at mattforneybooks.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and elsewhere. And all the other links are in the description. Remember to visit my website, mattforney.com. Check out my Telegram channel. Subscribe to my YouTube and DLive channels. You know, all that's in the description. Illegitimate non-coverundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. I'm Matt Forney. Thanks for watching, everyone. I am out.